Introduction. Understanding the problem pornography addiction is one of the most overlooked challenges of our modern age. In a world where technology has made everything instantly accessible, the human brain is grappling with a level of stimulation it was never designed to handle. At first, pornography may seem harmless, just a casual escape or a way to pass time. But for many, it quickly evolves into a destructive habit that consumes their thoughts, drains their energy, and isolates them from meaningful connections. This ebook is for anyone who feels trapped by this cycle. Whether you're looking for answers for yourself or someone you care about, this guide will provide a deep understanding of the problem and a roadmap to reclaim control over your life. Chapter 1. The science behind pornography addiction. To truly understand how pornography affects the brain, we must first explore the concept of addiction itself. Addiction isn't just about physical substances like drugs or alcohol. It's about how the brain becomes dependent on something to feel pleasure or relief. When you watch pornography, your brain releases a flood of dopamine, a chemical that creates feelings of reward and pleasure. While dopamine is natural and beneficial in moderation, pornography overstimulates the system, flooding your brain with far more dopamine than usual. Over time, your brain begins to adapt to this constant surge. It becomes less sensitive to natural sources of pleasure, such as hobbies, relationships, or simple joys like taking a walk. This is called neuroadaptation. Your brain, now accustomed to the intensity of pornography, requires more extreme content to achieve the same level of satisfaction. Studies, such as those conducted by researchers at Cambridge University, show that the brains of people addicted to pornography respond to it in the same way a drug addict's brain reacts to their substance of choice. But the effects of pornography go beyond just overstimulation. Research reveals that prolonged exposure can physically alter the brain. The prefrontal cortex, the part responsible for decision-making, self-control, and impulse regulation, becomes weakened. This condition, known as hypofrontality, makes it harder to resist urges and leads to a cycle of dependency. You find yourself trapped, unable to stop even though you know it's harming you. Chapter 2. Recognizing the signs. Many people fail to recognize the signs of addiction until it has deeply impacted their lives. It often starts subtly, spending a bit more time online, feeling a stronger urge to seek out new content, or experiencing feelings of guilt afterward. Over time, the signs become harder to ignore. You might find yourself avoiding responsibilities, losing interest in social activities, or struggling with anxiety and shame. These feelings create a vicious cycle. The shame drives you back to pornography as a way to escape, but the relief is temporary, and the guilt only grows stronger. Triggers play a significant role in this process. For some, it might be boredom or loneliness. For others, stress or access to private time with a device might be the main catalyst. Recognizing these triggers is a crucial step in breaking free. Becoming aware of the patterns in your behavior can give you the insight needed to regain control. Chapter 3. Taking practical steps. Breaking free from pornography addiction is not about sheer willpower alone. It requires strategy and action. The first step is acknowledging the problem and deciding to change. This decision might seem daunting, but it's important to remember that every journey begins with a single step. One of the most effective ways to start is by limiting your access to pornography. Technology, which once enabled your addiction, can now become a tool for recovery. Install apps or software that block access to explicit content. Remove stored files and disable private browsing modes. These actions are like setting up guardrails to prevent slipping back into old habits. But recovery isn't just about avoidance, it's about replacement. Fill the void pornography leaves with healthier activities. Physical exercise, for example, not only boosts your energy but also releases endorphins, the body's natural, feel-good chemicals. Creative outlets like painting, playing music, or writing can channel your focus and give you a sense of accomplishment. Stress management is another key component. When stress hits, it's easy to turn back to familiar comforts, but there are better ways to cope. Mindfulness techniques, like deep breathing or meditation, can help you stay grounded in the moment and manage cravings when they arise. Building a routine is equally important. Without structure, idle time can become a breeding ground for temptation. Create a daily schedule that includes exercise, hobbies, social interactions, and quiet time for reflection. This structure provides a sense of stability and purpose. Chapter 4. Seeking support and staying accountable. No one should have to face this challenge alone. Support is a cornerstone of recovery. Sharing your struggles with a trusted friend or family member can lift a tremendous burden. If opening up feels too vulnerable, joining a support group like NO FAP or Sex Addicts Anonymous can provide a community of people who understand what you're going through. These groups offer encouragement, accountability, and shared strategies for overcoming addiction. Therapy can also be transformative. A professional counselor can help you uncover the deeper issues driving your addiction and equip you with tools to navigate recovery. Cognitive behavioral therapy, CBT, in particular, is highly effective for rewiring harmful thought patterns. Another powerful tool is an accountability partner. This person, someone you trust deeply, can check in on your progress and provide motivation when you feel weak. Knowing that someone is rooting for you can make all the difference. Chapter 5. The recovery timeline. Recovery from pornography addiction is a gradual process, but the progress you make over time is real and measurable. In the first week, you might experience withdrawal symptoms such as irritability or heightened cravings. These are normal and will pass. By the end of the second week, you'll notice improvements in your sleep and energy levels. As you move into the first month, your emotional state begins to stabilize. You'll feel less anxious and more in control of your impulses. By the third month, you'll see significant changes in your focus, productivity, and relationships. Activities that once seemed dull or unappealing will start to feel enjoyable again. By 6 months, your brain's dopamine system will have largely recalibrated. You'll find joy in simple pleasures like spending time with friends or achieving personal goals. After a year, most people report a complete transformation. Confidence returns, relationships deepen, and the grip pornography once had over their lives becomes a distant memory. Chapter 6. The benefits of freedom. Quitting pornography is about more than just removing a harmful habit, it's about reclaiming your life. As your brain heals, you'll rediscover what it means to feel truly happy and fulfilled. Your self-esteem will soar as you achieve things you never thought possible. Relationships will improve as you become more present and emotionally connected. Even your physical health will benefit, with better sleep, more energy, and a sharper mind. The journey is not easy, but every step forward brings you closer to a better version of yourself. You are not defined by your past choices but by the actions you take today. Conclusion. Moving forward. Breaking free from pornography addiction is a journey of self-discovery, growth, and empowerment. The road may be challenging, but the rewards, a healthier mind, stronger relationships, and a more fulfilling life, are worth every effort. Remember, you're not alone in this fight. There's a community of people who believe in you and resources to guide you every step of the way. Take that first step today. Your future self will thank you. Tip. The calendar technique, a simple, powerful tool for progress at the end of your journey. When you've achieved the freedom you're striving for, you'll realize one thing. Success wasn't about being perfect. It was about staying consistent and building progress over time. One of the most effective tools you can use to track that progress is a simple calendar. Let me share a personal example that helped me transform my life. When I first started trying to quit pornography, I struggled every single day. I was watching it daily, 30 days a month. When I tried to quit cold turkey, I barely made it past 27 days before I relapsed. Every time I failed, I felt defeated, like I'd never be able to break free. But then, I discovered a new approach that changed everything for me. Instead of aiming for perfection, I focused on improvement. I began tracking my days on a calendar. Initially, I reduced my habit by half, watching pornography every other day instead of daily. That was 15 days a month instead of 30. It might not sound like much, but it was progress. And progress, no matter how small, is what keeps you moving forward. Once I managed to stick to every other day viewing, I started pushing myself further. I extended the gaps between days. First 2 days, then 3, then a week. Over time, the urge to watch pornography faded, and my dependence on it weakened. Eventually, I reached a point where I no longer thought about it. It stopped being part of my life altogether. Now, I live free from pornography. I don't think about it. It's no longer part of who I am. And if I can do it, I truly believe you can too. So here's my challenge for you. Get a calendar and start tracking your progress. Write down the days you go without watching pornography, and if you slip up, don't beat yourself up. Instead, mark the day and focus on improving the next time. Celebrate every milestone, no matter how small. Every day without pornography is a victory. Stay focused. Believe in yourself. This journey will change your life for the better, and it's worth every step. I'm rooting for you, and I know you can do it. Stay strong, freedom is waiting for you.